We are live! Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway for tonight's coverage of the Integrity Racing League 2021 season. Here for race 24, that's the one, 24 out of 33 at the Daytona International Speedway. My name is Jonathan Oates, and joining me tonight in the broadcast booth, Jack Painter. Jack, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good as well. Excited to be back in the booth after 2 weeks out on the track. I got invited to race as the car counts were getting a little bit low, but since it's Daytona, car counts are back up, and we are ready to go back racing here on the TMG Racing Network. Tonight we are at the Daytona International Speedway, the third to last race before the playoffs, for 100 laps, 250 miles here at the World Center of Racing. With the playoffs just around the corner, let's take a look at the bubble and see who is in right now and who is out fighting for that 12th and final spot in the playoffs. Right now, 11th in points, the second car in. Michael Dewell, he is in by 31 points and decently safe to the cut line with only 20 cars here tonight. Then he should be in a decent position to go ahead and make his way into the playoffs. Todd Thomas right now is the last driver in the playoffs, only 11 points in. He will have to be a little bit more careful, but a solid top 10 finish tonight will see him stay in the playoff picture, unless, of course, the stages do not go his way. First driver out, Kevin P. Matz. He is out by 11 points. He needs a good night tonight to try and make his way towards that top 12. And Alan Rowell out by 25. He needs a good night as well. But do keep in mind that a win for any of those drivers would immediately lock them into the playoffs. So keep an eye out for those as the field grids up here, gridding underway. It's actually Michael Dewell going to be on pole for tonight's race. A very timely pole for him. He definitely needed that with where he is in the playoffs. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup, a very dramatic starting lineup. As this race is getting closer to the playoffs, it's Daytona. The pressure is high for these drivers. I'm trying to find a good camera angle for this. We'll do, what, maybe? All right, I forgot I replaced the rear chase cam. Okay, we'll do the here. I'll go F12 and we'll just kind of spin the chase cam around. All right, there we go. So, starting on pole for tonight's race is the number 88 of Michael Dewell. He needs a good night to make his way closer to the playoffs. He's safe for now, but that could change with a misfortune tonight at Daytona. Ethan Lane starts off row 2. He is on the inside. One of the winningest drivers this season, one of the best drivers in the Integrity Racing League. Look for him to have a solid night tonight, and alongside him, the 18 of Cody Smith. P5 belongs to Alec Davin as he starts off row number 3. He missed out on New Hampshire the last race we broadcasted here on TMG. He is back tonight looking for a good race and his first win on the season. Alan Rowell, he needs a win to get himself safer in the playoff picture. He is the second driver out at the moment, so he does need a good night tonight. He is 25 points back of the cut line, and a good night could see him a lot closer to that playoff picture. Behind them, we have the 50 of Kevin Matz. He's the first driver out. He needs a good run tonight to try and make his way closer to the playoff picture. James Hickson, new to the series, first start in the series. He starts in 8th outside row 4. He's just looking for a win tonight. He has nothing on the line. Jorge Canales, one of the drivers who doesn't race all the time in this series, but is pretty good when he shows up. He's looking for a good night tonight. Guillermo Alvarez, one of the drivers safely in the playoffs. He starts in P10. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Nick Tarabuck, Andy Wilson, Don Stevenson off-track adminning for the night. And now the rest of my ticker is just kind of messed up. But we got Jay Heishman in here as well, along with Caitlin Height. Tom Wetmore here as well in P18. Todd Thomas, P19. Brad Patton, P20. Lee Pierce, P21. And Kent Wetherill rounds out the field as we get set to go racing here at Daytona. So 100 laps on display for these drivers, and it's Michael Dewell going to be leading the field to green. He needs a good run tonight if he's going to try and put himself in a safer place going into Bristol and Richmond. The last few races before the playoffs. Pace car is in. We're underway from Daytona.
Dewell gets a good start off the line, getting shoved there by Ethan Lane right there off the line, heading down the out of the tri-oval, heading down into turn number 1. It's Lane and Dewell on the inside with Sheltzer and Cody Smith on the outside as they head off into the corner.
Down into the corner they go. Michael Dewell out front getting pushed by Ethan Lane. Christopher Schetzler, first car on the high line, trying to get a run with Cody Smith. Not going to work there as they work their way down the back straightaway. The inside lane is looking strong for now as they go to turn 3.
They were 3 wide briefly down there about midfield, but they've sorted it back out. Everybody 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back as Duell still leads that inside line with Sheltzer on the outside.
Christopher Schutzler getting a run into the corner. He's got a big shove coming from Cody Smith. He's going to try and get the run off turn number 4. And if he can do it, he is going to lead the field back to the line. Lap 1, going to go to the 24 as he finds himself out front.
And Schutzler takes the lead there, but he can't quite clear down there in front of Duell. He's going to have to stay on that high side and get shoved by Cody Smith there. Still everybody 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. Now it looks like Duell is able to break free, and he is clear to the top, so he can go block high if he wants. Now Schutzler gets a big shove by Cody Smith, and he's going to take the lead back down going in turn 3.
Christopher Schutzler now has the lead with a big push coming from Cody Smith. Alan Rowell, one of the drivers who needs a win as well, is on the high side pushing them as they work their way off turn number 4. I think it is going to be Schutzler leading lap number 2. Quick reminder on the format for these races. Stage 1 going to be coming to a close at lap 25. No caution. Stage 2 comes to a close at lap 50. There will be no caution unless there has not been a caution up until that point. If there is no caution by the conclusion of stage number 2, then the competition yellow will be thrown. Points go to the top 10 in each stage. That could be crucial for the drivers trying to make the playoffs as the field works their way down the back straightaway.
Now Duel kind of, we're going to have a car peek to the inside. Looks like he's going to drop back, and now Duel has lost all help there on the inside, and Schutzler is going to be clear with Cody Smith there on the outside. Now the top 2 cars in the top lane, are they going to try to duck down to the inside? Right now they're hanging it up top.
They might be letting Alan Rowell catch them. There's a 3-car breakaway on the high side with Hickson there as well as Duel falls back down low. Now this gives an opportunity to Cody Smith to look low. He's going to move down the track and bring Christopher Schutzler with him. The top 3 are now clear as here comes Hickson with the run on the high side.
Yeah, Hickson in that Ryan Blaney number 12. He's going to try to lead the high side as Rowell now blocks up to the top. Smith goes to the bottom for the lead, and he's going to take it for right now. He's going to have Duel come up right behind him, give him a big shot down the backstretch as Schutzler now with a big shove from Alan Rowell. He's going to hold on to that lead going in turn 3.
Christopher Schutzler doing a good job controlling the lane so far. Cody Smith trying to fight it on the inside, not able to do it as the rest of the field works their way through 3 and 4. Guillermo Alvarez up in the mix as well as here comes Cody Smith on the inside with Michael Duel off turn number 4 coming around to start lap 5. This lap going to go to the 18 of Cody Smith.
And you see some pinching now. I don't know if that was intentional, but Schutzler really brought it close there to the inside lane. Maybe trying to get some side draft and try to get a better position going into 1. But Smith and Duel are going to break free of them. And now Schutzler's going to dive down to the inside, make it 3 cars on the inside. And here comes Duel going for the lead on the backstretch, jumping up top.
Michael Duell to the high side. He's got Schutzler to help. Those 2 locked bumpers going door to door, or not door to door, going bumper to bumper as they work their way into turn 3. They're locked up there in the lead. Michael Duell to the point with Christopher Schutzler in tow. That's going to let Alan Rowell drop in behind him. We got a couple of cars fighting for position in the back. Now James Hickson gets caught out on the high side as Alvarez works his way underneath him and Ethan Lane, but Lane giving a push to Hickson, gonna squeeze Alvarez in between him and Daffin. A little bit of door-to-door contact, but they all keep it straight.
Yeah, this is real close here, about 5 cars back, 3 wide, and looks like they're all clear now. No, we're still 3 wide with the 4, the 12, and the 50. They're all gonna try to keep it straight, but now here comes Rowell. He's poking out. He's going to drop back to the back, and it's still Michael Duel and Christopher Schutzler commanding this field as we head into turn 3.
Alan Rowell deciding that, racing up at the front, getting a little too dicey for him, moves to the back. Now Michael Duel takes the lead with Schutzler in tow, but here comes Guillermo Alvarez and Nick Tarabuck on the high side. We'll see if they can get a run here off turn number 4. Hickson's going to be in that line as well, coming around to start lap number 7. Schutzler moves up the track, goes up to pick up Guillermo Alvarez. He's going to get a run here through the tri-oval and off into turn number 1. Christopher Schutzler is going to take the lead.
Yeah, Schutzler with a big shove from Alvarez there, and he's going to take the lead going in turn 1, but here comes Duel back on the inside with Cody Smith shoving him. They're side by side. Schutzler looking to get a little bit of side draft there, and he's going to get another big shove from Alvarez down the backstretch. Nick Tarabuck is up there on the high side, and so is Alec Daffin on the inside. looking to join this fight for the lead.
On board with that, with Guillermo Alvarez, as there goes Schetzler drop into the bottom. Now Alvarez not going to have as much help coming up top, but he does have Nick Tarabuck waiting in the wings. That inside line, though, looking strong. Hickson drops down as well to go in behind Alec Daffin. Alvarez still leading that outside line, trying to get a run here down the front straightaway as saw Duel peek out for a moment, thought better of it, and dropped back in line as they work back to turn number 1.
Yeah, I don't think Duel's gonna want to play nice here. He's been wanting to go for the lead. He's gonna try to get around Schetzler at some point here, probably going on the backstretch. Maybe if he can get Alvarez there up behind him, jump to the outside and get a big shove, and yep, there he goes, peeking outside, ducks back inside. He has no help, so he's just gonna, he's looking, he's gonna stay in line for now as they head into turn 3.
Michael Duel is in a very interesting position because he comes into this race 31 points to the good in the playoffs. So in theory, all he needs to do is race conservatively, pick up some solid finishes, and that's going to be it for him. But he also comes into this race winless, and I'm sure that he would like to take that number 88 to victory lane as he moves to the high side. Schetzler went to block, nothing there, and Michael Duel able to get to his right rear quarter panel. Enough of a push from Guillermo Alvarez is going to get him fully alongside Schetzler as they go to turn number 1.
Yeah, that was a real aggressive move for early in the race, but Duel jumps to the high side. He wants the lead from Schetzler, and he's going to get a big shove from Alvarez down the backstretch. Cody Smith shoving the inside, and Duel, big shove from Alvarez there down the back. He's going to get, now, almost got put 3 wide by Alvarez as they head into turn 3.
Alvarez looked for it through the middle, thought better of it, and now Christopher Schetzler going to take advantage of that broken momentum on the high side as they're going 3 wide to the back. Todd Thomas loose in the middle of the corner, tried to shoot the gap between Hickson and Fife, got a little bit loose as now Christopher Schetzler comes to the line to lead lap number 9. He's got Cody Smith in tow.
And that outside lane is really broken up now. I don't think Duel and Alvarez are going to get much there, but they're still trying. He's still side drafting Schetzler there for the lead, but the inside line is much more formed up. They only have really Tarabuck there as the 6 now makes it 3 wide. Todd Thomas, he's going to shove the 4 out of line as Duel is still trying to get this lead away from Schetzler.
Todd Thomas isn't exactly in a must-win position. He is 11 points to the good in the playoffs, but I'm sure he would like a win. Daytona is one of those tracks where anything can happen, and anyone could realistically take that checkered flag. These drivers know it, and these drivers are all looking for an opportunity for their first win on the season as Michael Duel back to the point at Daytona with a push coming from Guillermo Alvarez.
Yeah, just as I said, this top line is broken up. It is reformed as now Thomas makes it 3 wide on the outside. We're about to have 3 lanes battling for the lead here. If he can get more help, Duel jumps up to block him, and Alvarez gets put in the middle. No help down there as now the inside lane starts to break away with Schetzler and Cody Smith as we now have 3 wide for third position. And Alec Daffin now finds himself in third as we head down to turn 3.
Yeah, Todd Thomas not doing the outside lane any favors there, really broke up their momentum. That's going to let Alvarez and Daffin move through on the inside. Alvarez nearly clear up, but I think, that's Duel going to get a big run here off turn number 4. We're going to keep Alvarez from being cleared as we come around to lap 12. Now Alvarez looks to the high side, trying to side draft Alec Daffin for that 3rd spot. He's up to his right rear quarter panel. That's going to give him a run at a turn number 1.
Yeah, Alvarez now leading the outside. He's going to try to get a big shove from Duel here. He's got Todd Thomas and Nick Tarabuck behind him. Tarabuck needs to get back up to the back bumper of the 6. Otherwise, it is all inside the top 4 on the inside, all single file. 52 now up into the picture, Jorge Canales, as they're 3 wide in turn 3.
How about Jorge Canales? We haven't really seen him at the front a lot this season, but here at Daytona, like I said, anything can happen. Anyone can win, and right now, he is up inside the top 5, looking for his first win on the season. He peaked high there on Daffin off turn number 4. Nothing there, as now Alvarez gets shuffled out of line in the middle. Canales looking back up top. Fife getting onto the apron through the tri-oval a little bit. That'll put him 3 wide back there, almost 4 wide. Everyone got it sorted out. Duel back to the bottom. That high line is broken up, and it's all the inside line as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Canales, he was trying to go to the outside there, and I think that shocked Fife as Fife now goes to the outside with Duel down the backstretch. They're going to have no help behind them. They're all alone up there, but maybe they can still try to make something work as Fife and Duel now alongside Daffin maybe try to get some of that side draft and make their way to the front.
Yeah, they've got a good run going here. Cody Smith saw that. He moved up to the top. So did Michael Duell, and he joined him up in that top lane. That choked them both up as here comes Daffin on the bottom, but the draft's going to catch him out. Now Duell back to the bottom, and that's going to let Cody Smith get alongside for the lead. Cody Smith to the point.
Smith and Schetzler side by side for the lead. We're going to have 3 wide here for third with Daffin, Duell, and Fife. Fife is the lone man there on the outside lane. He has help from Alan Rowell there, but he's a bit too far back as the 3 wide is now gone, and we are one car almost got sideways there in the back as we head down to 3.
Now Christopher Schetzler looking to find himself back up into the picture, works his way underneath Duell in the middle of 3 and 4 and gets to the back bumper of Cody Smith. They're going to be linked up on their way out of turn number 4 and back to the start-finish line, but Cody Smith able to keep the lead for now. We'll see if Duell can get the run on the high side. He's got a push coming from Guillermo Alvarez. Down the front straightaway this time by, headed back to turn number 1. Duell trying to get the run with Alvarez. Now Thomas sneaks to the outside of Alvarez, 3 wide, a couple of rows deep as they work their way through the high banks of turn 1 and 2.
Thomas, Fife, and Rowell on that outside, trying to get something going up there. Tarabuck up there too. That's going to leave the as Duell jumps up to the middle, and Alvarez is going to be stuck in that sucker hole as Dowell is getting a big shove from Todd Thomas there down in turn 3. Looking for the lead, trying to side draft Cody Smith. Smith holds on to it as Alvarez now has some help there in the middle lane with Duell.
And Todd Thomas, he is aggressive. He is ready to go. He is ready to go now. He has been on the move since the start of this race. He is finding the opportunity to work his way to the front as they are 3 wide for the lead. Smith on the bottom, Schetzler in the middle, and Duell up top.
You'd love to see this 3x3, 2 rows deep for the lead. Smith, Schetzler, and Duell close there through 1 and 2. This is great racing here. I mean, this is just great. I don't know what else to say here. They're 3x3 down the back. Smith, Schetzler, and Duell. Big shove there on the outside from Thomas. Duell maybe trying to look into clear, and he's gonna almost not quite clear there of Schetzler.
Yeah, those 3 red and white cars racing it out for the lead. That outside line falls back through the corner and gains on the straightaways, but this time by, not going to gain on the straightaways as here comes Christopher Schetzler in the middle lane with a push coming from Guillermo Alvarez. Going to take the lead, trying to lead this lap. Smith fights back on the bottom, nothing there. And Christopher Schetzler going to lead the lap. We are coming to the end of the stage, which will end on lap 25, points to the top 10.
Yeah, now that third lane is gone, and Schetzler now leading the outside with Alvarez shoving him. Smith doesn't have much help down there. There was a big gap there to the 48. Schetzler, as Brad Patton keys up with something over the mic, Schetzler dives down to the bottom. Alvarez dives down there with him. And now the top 2, Schetzler and Alvarez, with Todd Thomas leading that outside.
Now Todd Thomas gets to the lead on the outside line. I think that's what he wanted to do. He's been quite aggressive all race. It'll be interesting to see what he can do up there. He needs all the points he can get. He comes into this race 11 points into the playoffs, so anything that he can do to extend that bubble is going to be good. He's leading the outside line. He's P4. He's got to run as they work their way to turn 1. Watch for Todd Thomas to be aggressive as we come to the end of stage 1.
Yeah, Thomas has Duell there on the outside. We've seen Duell early in this race want to make moves, want to get to the lead, but Duell doesn't have much help behind him as they're 3x3 behind him, but Schetzler jumps up top. He wants the lead, and Thomas is going to get put 3 wide by Duell, and Duell gives a big shot to Schetzler as Alvarez now leads the inside.
Guillermo Alvarez in all this mess has gotten to the race lead. The number of the 83... What was that? Driver of the 83 car has not seen the front of the field since Homestead when he fought for the win all the way back in the spring. And now he finds himself leading at Daytona 3 wide in the back.
We almost went 4 wide there in the tri-oval with Schetzler and all them as Alvarez and Smith have broken free of the pack.
Oh, whoa, trouble! Duell down the track into Canales. This is going to be big. Todd Thomas involved. Couple of cars around. Caution is out. Oh, hard into the wall at the end of the wreck. Tarabuck gets nailed.
Tarabuck was clear, but Canales just lost it right up into him. That's terrible for Tarabuck there.
Not good for Nick Tarabuck, but he does come into the race as the highest driver not locked in with a win. No playoff implications there, at least not for him. Let's take a look at what happened. If I can find the driver of the 88, there we go. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it looks like Duell, Canales kind of they kind of just came into each other, Duel and Canales, and then that just sent Duel sideways, and then it was just on from there.
Caitlin Height had nowhere to go either. Lee Pierce slides into it at the end. That parts the seas for Alan Rowell, who absolutely needed that. He cannot afford to give up more points than he already has. Let's take a look at what started it. Duel just, yeah, like you said, just drifted down into Canales. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. We know iRacing's not a fan of that. And that turns him sideways in front of the pack into turn number 1. That sends him into Canales. Canales right up the track into Ethan Lane. Thomas slides down the track trying to get through. Has it cleared until he gets into Jacob Fife. That turns him around. And Canales looks like he got through until he saved it and then overcorrected that number 52 machine into the 4 of Nick Tarabuck.
Man, Lee Pierce looking like Bubba Wallace there on Saturday. The seas just really parted for him. That was a great move to shoot there through the middle between Height and Duel. Made a little bit of contact with Height there on the right rear, but he should be fine. Also got rear-ended by Alan Rowell before the wreck, but they're both good to go. But great job from Lee Pierce getting through that. That was not easy.
He had a little bit of front-end damage for a second, but I guess iRacing corrected it because it got taken away, and Pierce, yeah, he made it through very cleanly. Well done, Lee Pierce. Unfortunate for a couple of drivers, though. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, I was just about to say we now have pit stops. 3 drivers stayed out: Alvarez, Smith, and Kevin Matz. Everybody else coming in for damage repair and fuel and tires.
Looks like tires is the call for a lot of these drivers. Alec Daffin out first. He took 2. It's a little surprising to me that so many drivers elected to take tires. I feel like at least this early at Daytona, it's not really going to make much of a difference. But I think it's going to be damage repair for a lot of them. One driver I do want to talk about, kind of proving a point that being in the front of the field isn't being in the back of the field isn't always the safest here at Daytona. Caitlin Height didn't almost make her way through the wreck, but had been playing it very conservative all race, stayed in the back, and still got caught up in a wreck. So I think that just shows that really the safest place to be here at Daytona isn't exactly the back. It's probably more towards the front.
And even up there, you're taking a risk no matter where you are. Even up front, it's not safe because Duel, he was running up front the entire race, and he just got taken out in that wreck. So super speedway racing, it really doesn't matter where you are. You're not safe. You just have to have a lot of luck on your side, as we saw with Lee Pierce scooting his way through that wreck. And you just have to be in the right place at the right time.
Another driver I want to talk about really quick, Kevin P. Matz. He stayed out on track. He's going to be restarting in 3rd. He comes into this race, the first driver out of the playoffs. He is 11 points out. He could just be in this for the points in the stage, because if he was able to pick up even 5 points, his main rival, Todd Thomas, is mired back in 10th. So any points he can pick up over him is going to be a net positive for the driver of the number 50 car. We'll see if the lights go out on the pace car this time by, and if we can get restarted. The lights are out. I think we're going to go back green this time by. So coming to the restart, it'll be lap 23. Stage ends lap 25. That'll be a 3-lap dash to the finish. It'll be Alvarez in control. Watch for Kevin Matz to try and make up as much ground as he can.
Yeah, lining them up here for the restart, we have Guillermo Alvarez, Cody Smith, Kevin Matz, Alec Daffin, Christopher Schetzler there. He's hanging back a little bit and trying to get caught up. Tom Wetmore, haven't said his name yet. He's up to 6th. Alan Rowell up to 7th. Kent Wetherell in 8th. And Lee Pierce in 9th. And Todd Thomas in 10th. All of them looking to get some good stage points here.
Yeah, all these drivers fighting for points. And already there's only 15 drivers left in this race, so it's looking like a bit of a race of survival out there. We know Daytona can be brutal, and when you already start off with a decently small field, you end up with not a lot of not torn up cars. By the end of it, it'll be Alvarez in the lead coming to the restart.
And Michael Duel is getting now caught back up to the back of this pack behind Todd Thomas. Jacob Fife trying to work his way back up there. Brad Patton, Nick Tarabuck, all these guys with damage trying to make their way back up to the pack before the green starts. I don't think Jorge Canales is going to make it, but everybody else should be caught up as we come off turn 4 and coming down to the restart.
It could give Canales the opportunity to do a little bit of Kyle Bushing on this restart. We'll see how this...
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we'll see how it turns out. I don't know how the admins will like that, as the base car is in. The green flag is out. 3 to go in the stage. It'll be between Alvarez, Smith, and Daffin, your top 3. But watch for drivers looking to make up points. We are underway.
Smith getting a big shove from Daffin there. Alvarez really doesn't have any help there. Mats isn't as close as he needs to be to give Alvarez a big shove as Smith takes the lead heading into turn 1.
So that outside lane is the lane that is formed up. It's Cody's. Oh, we got trouble in the back. Kent Wetherell into the wall. That'll stack up Brad Patton, and he goes around. Caution is out. That might end the stage.
Yeah, looked like the 70 just got a little bit sideways there. He was up there in that third lane with Fife. Fife was trying to go to the middle there. And it looked like Wetherell just kind of came down into Fife and then got into the wall. And then Brad Patton, there was just nowhere for him to go. He gets turned by Terabook, and that's just kind of unfortunate.
That is weird to say the least. Minimal damage to Brad Patton, which is good because he definitely wasn't involved in that, or at least shouldn't have been. Did hit the outside wall decently hard, though, but that is... that weird. I don't really know how else to describe that. I don't.
That was weird. I thought that was netcode at first, but
yeah.
He just kind of came down into him.
Super speedway racing isn't for everybody. Let's just go ahead and leave it at that. Is Cody Smith going to be the race leader? I believe he is going to have the stage 1 victory.
Don just said that was the end of the stage. So Cody Smith is your stage 1 winner.
And Kevin Matz able to beat Todd Thomas by only... It's like about 3 spots, so not the points day that he needed. Still a couple of spots, though. Then again, when the difference between making it in and not being in is about 11 points, then it can definitely be helpful to pick up those points.
Yeah, like any points are going to be helpful. Matt's, I mean, even if it's just 3 points, that's still 3 more than Thomas got. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So still valuable points, just not quite what he wanted. Cody Smith going to be the stage 1 winner. Or not, because he is pitting. And everybody is pitting. Which means Alec Daffin is going to pick up a free stage win. I am shocked that Kevin Matz elected to pit. Alright, well that is an interesting call. I would have expected Kevin Matz to stay out there to try and pick up a stage win, but I guess he's playing the long game here. I guess he figures that the best way to lock himself into the playoffs isn't to get points, it's to get a win at the end of the race.
Unless stage points were frozen at the caution, that's interesting.
I doubt it. So your top 5, that stayed out are going to be Daffin, Wetmore, Schetzler, Rowell, and Pierce, as the rest of the field comes off pit road. Kevin Matz comes off in 8th, Todd Thomas in 9th, so looks like it's only going to be a 1-point advantage.
Definitely an interesting call by these guys who pit. I guess they just needed the fuel.
Yeah,
or something.
I mean, I'm guessing it is going to be a bit of a fuel mileage race. Window here is probably around, what, 40 laps? Sounds about right.
Roundabout.
Anyways, this caution does mean that we are not going to have a yellow at the conclusion of stage 2. It also means that Alec Daffin is going to win the stage. Not really having to race for it. Wouldn't be the first time in the past couple of days that someone has won something without having to race for it. Hey. I woke up at 6 a.m. for that, you know.
Yeah.
I went to bed at midnight, woke up at 5:50, and was like, all right, this is going to be a banger of a race.
Nope.
No. I was so excited.
And I made some,
What'd you make?
I had made some, like, just put some, like, Jimmy Dean frozen biscuits in the microwave just to have something, like, something good to eat for Spa. But it got rained out. I could have gone to, like, Hardee's or Bojangles or something and gotten some, like, actual biscuits. But no, I just sit there for 3 hours watching it rain.
I will say there was some quality entertainment in that. I think I can't decide what was funniest. David Croft trying to figure out what was going on with the timer and if the race had actually started yet, or the weather updates, which were just, you get another update in 5 minutes. Those were pretty funny.
I'll be honest, I kind of tuned out. I was doing other things throughout most of the rain delay. I came back once they said 10 minutes to go, and then I was so excited to come back, and then just 2 laps under caution, and that was it.
We'll just know that one of the things that happens is they said, yeah, there's going to be a weather update in 10 minutes, and the weather update was just, there's another weather update in 5 minutes. That happened about 3 times before they said, we're going back. And then they never did.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing.
Anyway, there's a race going on right now.
Oh yeah, there is a race going on right now. Alec Daffin going to lead the field back to green over Tom Wetmore. Top 5 stayed out. Everyone 6 on back from Cody Smith did pit. Let's see how this race gets restarted.
Yeah, we have some guys up at the front who haven't really been up front that much, like Tom Wetmore. Lee Pierce, he was in the back. He made it through that wreck. Daffin, he's been up front, but he hasn't been leading. So we'll see how guys like Schetzler and Cody Smith, Alvarez, all of them make their way through this pack and back up to the front.
Yeah, we'll see. Being at the front has a lot of valuable experience up there that you kind of learn throughout the race. So this is your first time up there. It could be a little bit jarring, but we'll see how it plays out. Pace car going to be in this time by. Sun is starting to set here at Daytona. We are on 2x time. The lights will be on shortly. Pace car is almost in. Give it a second.
Fife Duel and Terabuk now catching up. Canales, he might be in Kyle Busch range for this restart. Never mind, as we're green. So scratch that, as we're green now. Daffin leads him down through turn 1.
Now we're underway. Wetmore slots in line in front of Christopher Schetzler on the bottom. The top 3 get single file down low.
Daffin leads him down into turn 1 on the bottom. Raoul, Smith, and Matt's up there on the outside, trying to get something going. But they don't have much help up there. Raoul, and Smith are hooked up there on the outside. They're not trying to side draft though, but Raoul's going to get a big shove down the back. He's going to take the lead down there, heading into turn 3.
Alan Raoul came into this race 25 points below the cut line. That's not enough to make up in this race, but it is enough to make up with a win. Alan Raoul to the point here at Daytona. A lot of drivers came into this race saying that they wanted to push him to the victory. He is a bit of a fan favorite amongst the field, and right now he is out front leading at Daytona.
Down to the line, side by side. Raoul's going to lead this lap, shoved by Cody Smith. Daffin there on the inside, shoved by Wetmore, as now the outside is forming up. It's basically even, 5 on the inside, 5 on the outside, as long as Todd Thomas quits blinking. But now
blinking out quite a bit.
Now Daffin on the inside, he's going to get a big shove from Wetmore and have a little breakaway, a little 2-car breakaway there on the inside. See what kind of run Raoul can get there on the outside of Smith.
Tom Wetmore, one of the best drivers in wheel-to-wheel conditions, and that can prove quite useful here at Daytona. We saw it back in New Hampshire where he held off the faster car of Ethan Lane for the win. We might see it again tonight, as being good at that spatial awareness stuff, being good in close-quarter situations, it can be so beneficial here at Daytona. As Alec Daffin leads lap number 28. But here comes Raoul on the high side with a big push coming from Cody Smith.
And you see down there, 5th on the inside line, Jacob Fife now back up into this battle as Alvarez is on the outside, 4th car on the outside, trying to get something going there with Mats, as Raoul gets a big shove from Smith down the back. Now 2x2, Raoul, he's going to take the lead there and go into turn 3. Can he clear Daffin? No, it's going to stay there on the outside of Smith.
Yeah, Alan Raoul, I don't think there's a single driver in this field who doesn't want to see him succeed. He's one of the most favorited drivers amongst the drivers in this league. I think it'd be great to see him get a win. Right now, he is back in 3rd with Alec Daffin leading the charge at Daytona. Lap 30 underway.
Oh, now Raoul with a huge boost of momentum there with Smith on the outside. He's going to pull ahead going into turn 1. As Mats, he needs to get up there right behind Smith and try to push that outside lane forward. They're not really doing much up there, but now Raoul, he's going to get another big shove from Smith there down the back. He's going to clear Daffin. Will he drop down, or will he stay with his dancing partner?
These two have been swapping the lead for the past couple of laps now. He runs out of opportunity to go down the track as Alec Daffin gets back alongside of the inside. He's going to pull through in the corner, but lose out on exit. We'll see if Daffin moves up to block as they come off turn number 4.
Yeah, Daffin now well out front, but here comes Raoul again on the outside with a big shove from Smith. Not getting quite the momentum that he was earlier, excuse me, as now he pulls alongside Wetmore. Daffin still car length out front of Raoul, but Raoul trying to get something going through the corner. Smith behind him as the inside line starting to break up a little bit. Maybe they can get something going down the backstretch.
Raoul's got to run. He's going to have a big one up turn number 2. Daffin a little bit slow on the inside, and Alan Raoul trying to work his way to the front. Tom Wetmore gives another shove to Alec Daffin on the inside, but Wetmore not able to give him enough of a shove as Alan Rowell gets to the point at Daytona. Will he clear low? Not this time.
Yeah, he could have dropped down there and jumped in front of the 48, but he's dedicated to Cody Smith here on the outside. You love to see that, as now Daffin on the inside with a shove from Wetmore, trying to pull back in front to the lead. Inside forming up a little bit more, but it's really only 3 cars down there, as now there's 4, maybe 5 on the outside trying to get something going.
Side by side for the lead still. Daffin and Rowell swapping the lead back and forth. For the past couple of laps now, no one's been able to get out in front, and when they do get out in front, they decide not to clear low. This time, Rowell not close enough to get alongside Alec Daffin down the back straightaway, but him and Cody Smith are linked up going down the back, and going into 3, Alan Rowell might just inch ahead. Not quite this time by, but a little bit as they get into the corner.
Saw Schetzler peeking out of line a little bit down the back. He might be trying to try something. If he gets the opportunity, he might want to jump up there up to the top and join this push to the front on the outside, as now Rowell gets another big shove from Smith. Daffin's going to lead this lap. But Daffin's still leading on the inside. That outside, if they can get formed up a little bit more, maybe one more car up there, they can really pull ahead here.
Yeah, I do wonder if anyone on the inside is going to jump up top, because it looks like that outside line might just have the faster drivers, but they're falling back this time by. Daffin clear in the lead, Wetmore almost clear for second, but here comes Rowell with a run down the back straightaway.
Yeah, the outside is a lot more formed up than the inside. It looks like you have Daffin and Wetmore, then a big gap back to Schetzler, then another gap back to Lee Pierce down there. Sorry. The outside is a lot more formed up, so if I were Schetzler, I would be looking for a way to get up to the top here as we head to, with Rowell getting another big shove to the front.
Alan Rowell takes the lead again. He's out front at Daytona. Puts that number 94 Spam Machine in the race lead for now. As they go back to turn number 1. That outside line's got about 8 cars in it. That bottom line only has 2.
Yep, Schetzler jumped up top like he should have done. Rowell now trying to lead that outside line. There's still only 2 cars there in the bottom, as now Schetzler jumps to the outside of Todd Thomas. Thomas is going to get put on the inside. As Schetzler trying to make some moves there on the outside. He's going to try to put it 3 wide, maybe, with Alvarez? No.
Yes, he is. Yes. There he is on the outside. He's got a big run off turn number 4. That's going to hurt the outside line just a little bit, though, as they are 3 wide. Kevin Matz in the middle. A couple of drivers moving around the track as they work their way back to turn number 1. Now Rowell choosing to block the very high line, not the middle, as they go back to turn number 1.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of contact there in the triangle between Pierce and Alvarez, I think it was. They go 3 wide there for second, as now Rowell gets shoved back. Daffin still leading there on the inside. Smith leading the outside. He's going to get a shove from now Schetzler, now second in line. He's making moves, as Thomas there on the inside trying to get something going, as here comes Alvarez joining the outside push.
Yeah, Todd Thomas blinking out of the inside, but he's still helping the outside line the inside line ever so slightly, as now that outside line has 3 cars in the mix as well. The inside line has 3, but it's about 2.5 when you consider how much Thomas is blinking. So that outside line might have a bit of an advantage now as we come to lap 36.
Even then, Daffin's still out front, leading with a good push from Wetmore, as here comes Smith with a big shove from Schetzler. Can Schetzler and Alvarez do something to get Smith the lead? You see Rowell back there with Matz. They're going to try to join this battle. I don't know. It looks like they're going to be committed to the outside, but they're pretty slow as they come up on the lap curve. Canales going to pass him and put him a lap down, as Smith now jumps out front. He's not going to clear down. He's going to stay on the outside.
Yeah, Smith stays up top with a big push coming from Christopher Schetzler. They've got Guillermo Alvarez up in the mix as well. Daffin has a big gap to Tom Wetmore as they come off turn number 4. Cody Smith doesn't have a big gap to his pusher, and that is going to get him the race lead, and Schetzler P2, as here comes Alvarez to the middle 3.
Alvarez looked 3 wide, as here comes Schetzler. He's going to shove Smith out of line. 3 wide for the lead. Schetzler leading the middle push. Now he has no help, though, as they get kind of hung up there behind Smith. But now Daffin and Wetmore take the lead on the inside. Pierce now third on the inside, as the outside's got to reform with Alvarez and Thomas behind Schetzler.
Yeah, that outside line got chucked up quite a bit, and now Lee Pierce is alongside Christopher Schetzler for second. Here comes Tom Wetmore to the outside for the race lead. Schetzler trying to go higher, nothing there. That's going to give Wetmore a big run through 3 and 4, as Schetzler is locked onto the bumper of that 24 car off turn number 4. Tom Wetmore out front. He is out front in the wind, and that's going to get him his first lap sled of the race.
Yeah, I don't think Schetzler's content sitting back there. He was moving all around in 3 and 4 on the front stretch, looking for something to do. And now he's going to lead that outside lane, shoved by Alvarez, trying to get back to the lead alongside Wetmore. You got 4 cars on the inside, 4 cars, actually 5 on the inside, 4 on the outside, leading this charge. Alvarez with a big shove on Schetzler down the back. Schetzler's going to clear Wetmore for the lead. Will he drop down? He does drop down. Alvarez now leads the outside.
That move to the bottom was quite aggressive by Schetzler. That'll check up the inside line a little bit as Alvarez on the outside, going to get a run with Todd Thomas. Off turn number 4 this time by Guillermo Alvarez. Gets into the right rear of Schetzler. That'll send the inside line scrambling. Everyone moving around, but they all keep it together, and Guillermo Alvarez puts his number 83 machine out front in the win.
That was sketchy there coming off turn 4, but it gets Alvarez the lead. Schetzler's going to be put in the middle, 3 wide with Thomas and Daffin. Looks like Schetzler's going to be able to break free of that. He takes the lead on the outside now, with Alvarez leading the inside with Wetmore behind him. What can the outside do once they get reformed with Schetzler leading?
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what they mean when they say bump drafting, as now here comes Daffin to the outside with Christopher Schetzler right behind him. Is Alvarez going to block to the high side? He might. He's pretty aggressive here, especially at this point in the race, but he's 100 points to the good in the playoffs. No need to race too aggressively. As off turn number 4 coming to lap 40, Alvarez going to lead that lap. Daffin not able to get the run he needs on the high side.
Yeah, Thomas put them 3 wide going for that second place on the outside. Schetzler now on the far outside, trying to side draft Thomas. That's going to stall the momentum of the outside. What can Smith do? Where will he go? Who will he choose up there? As Alvarez is loving this side-by-side back there. Wetmore looking outside. Nope. He's going to stay inside as we're about to go 3 wide. Thomas almost 3 wide for second. Schetzler going back on the outside, trying to make something on that 3rd lane.
Yeah, there's a lot of crowding going on back here as Thomas trying to force it through the middle. He's still trying to push it through the middle, but that gap is definitely not there. Everyone moves down to cover up the hole as Wetherell goes up the track, gets into Thomas. That'll send the outside line scrambling, let the inside line with that 4-car breakaway pull away further. Lap 41 is underway.
Yeah, 5 cars now broken away. Detmore jumps to the outside. Wetmore jumps to the outside of Alvarez. He's going to take the lead on the outside, shoved by Daffin and Schetzler. I think I was thinking of Daffin when I was saying Wetmore. But now Wetmore leads, jumps to the outside. Alvarez on the inside. Wetmore's going to get a big shove from Daffin and Schetzler. Here comes Smith joining the party on the outside.
Now we'll see if Daffin moves to the inside or stays on the outside. He's going to stay on the outside and move down with Tom Wetmore. That'll allow the 24 car to get to the lead of the outside line and let Cody Smith get in tow behind him. Schetzler going to try and get the run here off turn number 4. Wetmore stays in the middle, a little bit slow off the corner. We'll see if Schetzler can get the run. Doesn't look like he has the help on the high side. He gets side by side with Wetmore for the lead. No, yes, he does.
And this will be interesting. 2 lap cars now, Duel and Tarabuck. As they come up on him, they're going to stay on the low side. 3 wide now. Get around the lap cars. They're all good. As Wetmore got it right this time. Still leads the inside, but Schetzler there on the outside. He's going to get a big shove, big run. Big shove from Smith as Alvarez abandons them, goes to the inside. As Pierce now, he jumps to the inside too. Schetzler and Smith all alone there on the outside.
Schetzler is alone on the high side. He does have Smith trying to help him. That inside line is more formed up. The outside line looks a little bit faster as here comes Christopher Schetzler with another run off turn number 4. Fife's coming to help the outside line as well. Pierce is going to help the inside line as they come to the line. Tom Wetmore leads this lap, but Schetzler going to have a big run as they go back to turn 1.
Yeah, still as Alvarez jumps up to the top, that's going to put Schetzler to the lead. Another big shove from Smith and Alvarez up there. Fife trying to join the party as a 3 wide back there between Pierce, Thomas, and Metz. Matz?
Matz, I think it's Matt.
Yep,
it's Matt.
That's Matz. As now Schetzler gets a big shove from Smith. They're cleared 2 on the outside as Thomas puts it 3 wide.
A lot of the drivers that get clear on the outside are electing to stay on the outside, but not Christopher Schetzler. He drops down from the third lane to cover off the first. Now Alvarez in the sucker hole all alone in the middle with Thomas trying to help him out, but now that inside line looks a lot more organized. Fife leaves Smith out to dry and moves to the middle. Now Alvarez going to have a run on the middle line. We'll see if Schetzler goes to block. As now Todd Thomas goes up the track, drops back in line behind Alvarez. Schetzler not quite on the bottom of the racetrack as they go through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Fife almost had an opening there to get underneath Thomas and get behind Alvarez, but Thomas shut the doors. Alvarez still leading that outside. Again, coming up on Jorge Canales, going to put him another lap down. Schetzler still leading the inside. Wetmore and Alvarez side by side. Alvarez trying to get a shove from Thomas as now Fife jumps up to the second on the outside lane.
An update on Christopher Schetzler. I don't actually see him in the point standings because, I mean, right now, he hasn't started every race this season, so I don't think that he is in contention for the playoffs, at least not through points, but he might be able to point his way in with a win. I'll try and get you an update on that. Right now, he is leading at Daytona, even if he couldn't win his way into the playoffs. Hey, a win is still a win, and it's always nice to have.
Yeah, Wetmore has some room if he wants to jump up on the outside, but looks like he's not going to do that as Alvarez gets a big shot from Fife. Schetzler thought about blocking high, but it was way too late to do anything there as Alvarez surges to the front. Big shove from Fife there on the outside. Smith also joining in there. 3 cars all nose to tail there on the outside. Alvarez maybe trying to look low, trying to jump in front of that line. He's going to stay up top for now as he drops now down to the bottom.
All right, so update on Christopher Schetzler. He is listed 16th in points, but he is not listed in the spreadsheet that lists out the playoff drivers. So that makes me think that he is in contention for the playoffs points-wise, but does not have enough starts to make it in as he looks back high trying to get the race win.
Schetzler jumps to the outside, trying to get a shove from Fife. Wetmore still second. Oh, Thomas gets turned.
Whoa, trouble out of the outside wall goes Todd Thomas.
He keeps it straight, though. We're stay green.
We are going to stay green for now. Just Todd Thomas that lost out in that, but that's not good for him because he is, I believe, one of the drivers. No, he's the last driver in the playoffs by 11 points. So now, a little bit of his destiny is no longer in control and might be up to Kevin P. Matz because if he loses too many points to Kevin, then that could put Kevin into the playoffs and move him out.
Yeah, I just checked, and there was some net code there between Lee Pierce and Todd Thomas that put Thomas into the wall. That's very, very unfortunate there, as Schetzler now leading the outside with a shove from Fife, trying to get that lead back from Alvarez down the backstretch. Smith and Pierce there on the outside, as Fife gets shoved out of line. Smith going to take that spot on the inside, second on the outside.
Yeah, I don't know if Fife thought about making it 3 wide there or what, but it definitely didn't work out for him or the outside line as Wetmore looks high coming off turn 4. He's going to go to the outside. He's got enough of a run to get alongside Guillermo Alvarez, and Alvarez lost enough momentum that it'll put Tom Wetmore out in front. So Tom Wetmore takes back the lead here at Daytona with 3 to go in Stage 2.
Interesting development now. We have Jay Heischman in this pack. He is 36 laps down. He's kind of hanging towards the back, but now we have a lap car in this lead pack. He can probably affect this outcome as for Stage 2, as now Schetzler getting a big shove from Smith. Wetmore leading on the inside with Alvarez. Outside's not getting much going. It's just there, Schetzler and Smith.
Jack, I believe we call that the Robert Dorman strategy, is through turns 3 and 4. Tom Wetmore is edging ahead on the bottom. He's got a push coming from Alvarez, but on the high side, Smith and Schetzler still trying to make it work. We've seen a lot of the same drivers up front for a lot of this race, aside from Tom Wetmore, who's only gotten up here recently.
Yeah, you see now Matt's there on the inside, fourth on the inside. He's now trying to make his way to the front. Rowell there behind him, trying to get back up there. Schetzler outside starting to come in a bit more. You have Lee Pierce back there. Jay Heischman, again, the lap car, trying to get something going on there on the outside. Is Schetzler.
Who?
Schetzler. I am struggling tonight.
Yeah,
Schetzler.
That was a weird combination of words there.
Yeah. Anyway, side by side for the lead.
Side by side coming through turns 3 and 4. Schutzler trying to go for the stage win. White flag, stage 1. No caution at the end of it, but 10 points on the line for the stage winner. Side by side as they work their way to the start-finish line. It'll be door-to-door. They are dead even as they go down the short chute towards turn number 1. Wetmore still in the lead. Schutzler fighting back on the high side. Alvarez there as well. Cody Smith there as well. Smith trying to get to the bumper of Schutzler and give him a push, but that's not quite working out as Wetmore and Alvarez on the bottom have the run. Wetmore going to be out front as they work their way into 3 and 4. Now Wetmore goes up to block Schutzler. Schutzler fakes him low and goes back high. Now Schutzler has the run. He's got Smith in tow. Down into turn 3, Schutzler alongside Alvarez for second. Wetmore clearing away the race leader as they come through 3 and 4. Alvarez not going to make a last-ditch effort. Never mind, yes he will. Alvarez to the high side drafts Wetmore as they come to the line. Stage 2 winner, Tom Wetmore.
That was very close there. I thought Alvarez would have gotten him there. But Jacob Fife, he made a big aggressive move 3 wide in turn 3 to get some spots there. And now he's second on the outside. He's suddenly up into the fray, pushing Alvarez to the lead.
He's trying to get Alvarez to the lead. He's going to do so successfully. That'll move the middle line up the track as Wetmore and Daff and Bo both going below the double yellow line. Might be dropping out of this lead pack a little bit. As now Cody Smith drops down low. That'll be a 3-car breakaway up front. We'll see if Schutzler joins them. Yes, he does. So now the inside line a lot more organized than the outside. I think everyone might be trying to calm down after that stage end and maybe setting up for green flag pit stops. They have been out on track for about 30 laps.
As you say, they're calming down. Fife jumps to the outside. He wants to lead with a shove from Smith. And there's the lap car of, oh, never mind, that's Schutzler. Never mind. Anyway, Fife takes the lead. This is my first time broadcasting for those of you who are unaware. So, rookie mistakes all night long. Fife.
I've made far worse mistakes. You're fine. As continue on, Jack.
Cody Smith gets a big shove from Christopher Schutzler there. They take the lead. They're going to stay in the middle, kind of running a lane and a half off the bottom. Trying to command both lanes, it looks like. As Smith now fully commits to the bottom as Pierce leaves the outside.
Yeah, Pierce on the outside. He's got Heischman there as well. Everyone's trying to slot in line now on the bottom, but not Lee Pierce. He is trying to charge his way to the front here. The number 28 machine is yet to see victory lane this season, but it could happen tonight. We're on lap 53 of 100. These drivers surely thinking about pit stop soon.
Yeah, Pierce all alone there on the outside with the lap car of Jay Heischman. Otherwise, everybody is on the inside. They might want to get down to the bottom here, especially if we're going to have green flag pit stops in a couple of laps. So yeah, Pierce, they need to get down there if we're going to be pitting like within a couple of laps.
Is it just me, or is the sun outside turn 4 along with outside of turn 2, or do I just not know how the sun works?
I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention.
All right, well, you know what? Since they're all single file, let's go on board with Cody Smith. All right, look at this. So through 1 and 2. No, I think I'm just dumb.
I'm not seeing. I don't even see the sun.
Okay, no, I'm just dumb. It's only outside 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think it's over there. I think we're looking into the sun
so.
right now.
That sounds right to me. Now they go into 3, and you should see the sun pop up here.
No, let me look at Google Maps. Which way is west in Daytona?
Yeah, it's outside 3 and 4. You know the sun, which I haven't seen in years, as they come off turn number 4. Let's see if they come down pit road this time. Bye. No one yet. They're starting to get a little bit more dicey as here comes Fife to the outside of Schutzler for second.
Well, I will let you know that you are wrong. West is 1 and 2, so they're heading into the sun right now.
But I saw it outside 3 and 4.
I don't know. It's a game.
The sun. Okay, wait. Now, where does the sun set? Wait, no. Right there.
Sun sets in the west.
Right there. It was outside 1 and 2. Right there. It's outside turn 1. But then look on board with Cody as they go into turn 3. It's outside. Am I stupid? Do I not know how the sun works?
I have no clue what's going on right now as they approach Canales sideways.
Oh, jeez. Jorge, what are you doing? Okay, that could have
gone. Oh boy, that was sketchy.
All right, well that was terrifying. Schutzler has the run off turn number 4 with Jacob Fife in tow. they'll draw even with Guillermo Alvarez and try and pull up alongside Cody Smith.
Yeah, Schetzler trying to get something there on the outside. Fife trying to give him a big shove as they now draw even with the inside. Not quite. Smith pulls ahead by a car length. Inside is more formed up than the outside. Can the outside get something going here down the back stretch? No, it's going to stay just the two of them out there.
So I have a feeling that the field is not setting up for green flag pit stops as they are getting quite aggressive up here. If they can make it to around lap 60, though, that'll mean they can make it about 35 laps on fuel. If they can go 40 on fuel, then I think they can make it with one more stop as the field works their way through 3 and 4.
As they approach more lap cars of Duel and Terrabook, lap cars are going to hold the inside line. Everybody jumps up top to get around them, all nice and neat and tidy. No problems there as the field singles out for now. We'll see what happens when they get around the lap cars as, yep, there you go, Schetzler looking to the outside, on the outside of Rowell. Matt's there, third in line. He might try to jump up top if the situation presents itself. Schetzler now, the lone man on the outside.
Yeah, Schetzler all alone up top in that number 24 machine. Might get freight trained just a little bit, but right now he is drawing even with the 94 of Rowell. He's inching up ahead on Kevin Matz. He's actually making that outside lane work quite well for him, but I think it might be all for naught off turn number 4.
Yeah, he's going to need a bit more help up there to get something going. He's not Dale Jr. You can't work the outside by himself. As I say that, here comes Fife up on the outside. Heischman behind him. We're starting to see the outside form up a little bit. The 51 of Wetmore joining the outside too. Got 5 on the inside, 4 on the outside. Let's see what happens here as we head onto the backstretch.
Yeah, Schetzler is doing an impressive job up there of keeping that inside line at bay. It might start to drop back a little bit now, but still a good job while he was up there on his own. Now he's going to have to rely on a push coming from Jacob Fife as they work their way into turn 3, coming around lap 59 next time by.
And remember, Fife is a little damaged. I don't know if he has engine damage, but he was in that first big wreck. So he might have a little bit of a parachute there that might affect his pushing ability, but it doesn't look like it now as he's shoving Schetzler alongside Rowell down the tri-oval, trying to get alongside Matt Stairs ahead into turn 1.
Lap 59 now underway. Most of the inside line getting single filed out. Kevin P. Matz up in third. This is what he needs to do to try and race his way into the playoffs.
Schetzler still trying to get something going, trying to get some side draft going, but they're staying well away of the inside, trying to make it on their own up there. As now they draw closer in the corner. Oh, getting a little bit squirrely. Schetzler is, as he trying desperately to get back up there up to Alvarez. Fife trying to give him a good push.
Guillermo Alvarez is in second. He's doing a good job out here, as well as Cody Smith, who is in the race lead. Lap 60 underway. Schetzler gets another run here through the tri-oval and headed to turn 1. He's able to draw even with second, but looks like he just does not have what it takes to get up alongside Cody Smith.
Yeah, that outside needs some more undamaged cars up there, like a Rowell, like a Matz, to really shove this outside along. But right now, Matz and Rowell, I mean, they're kind of pinned in there as now Schetzler's really pinching the inside, trying to get something going, but there's just not much you can do up there with just one guy behind him shoving him.
Yeah, Schetzler's trying his best, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it work. Cody Smith still comfortably out front here at Daytona, going for his first Integrity Racing League win on the season.
Matt's got a little bit out of shape there through the tri-oval. That is pretty easy to do, as it really is just these 6 guys up there in this lead pack. About a few car lengths back is this second pack of 5. They're not really affecting much of this lead battle, so it is just these 6 guys up here, 4 on the inside, 2 on the outside, that are commanding this race.
And I got to imagine these guys are starting to at least think about green flag pit stops. 36 laps on these tires. I imagine that that's about 36 laps on fuel as well, since ATVO just lists that as one stint. So I think the fuel run here is about 40 laps, so they should be able to make it to the end with one more stop, but it'll be interesting to see if we lose anyone as a result of green flag stops, which I've seen happen quite often here at Daytona. Here comes Schetzler with another run to turn number 1.
Yeah, Schetzler now drawing alongside Alvarez. Saw Rowell kind of back off going into turn 3. I thought maybe he was pitting, but now he's free of the ends of the outside, so he might try to jump to the outside to help those 3 guys up there as Kent Weatherall now jumps to the outside of Pierce, maybe trying to get something going there on the outside. Rowell still stays on the inside. It's just Schetzler and Fife there on the outside.
Yeah, Schetzler and Fife, the Lone Rangers up top. Not able to get much going. Might try and get some draft off the lap car here. No, they're not going to go for it. As down the front straightaway, coming to start lap 62, it is still Cody Smith in control.
Yeah, Schetzler, I mean, there's not much you can do out there with just one guy behind you. The outside, but Schetzler is making a valiant effort as Rowell, he took a peek up there. Maybe thought about jumping up there to help out. But for now, it's still Schetzler and Fife all alone there on the outside. But Schetzler now alongside Alvarez. Can he side draft and get alongside Smith?
And in other news, the lights have come on here at Daytona. We are past sunset. The sky going to start to get dark from here on out. That means the grip is going to be picking up, and so might the aggression. Coming off turn number 4, where Cody Smith has the lead still over Guillermo Alvarez. Those two have been controlling the past about 40 or so laps.
And now a bit of a breakaway on the inside. Mats and Rowell have fallen off the 2 leaders. So maybe Schetzler and Fife can use this to their advantage with the inside a bit more broken up. Schetzler trying to still draw alongside Alvarez there. Mats, as Fife now drops to the inside, so Schetzler is all alone up there. Fife might be trying to get in line to pit.
Yeah, I imagine this is to set up for green flag pit stops. No one has really been making a move for the lead. No one's been making a move behind. I think that might just be time for these drivers to bring it down pit road. We'll see what happens here off turn number 4 and see if Cody Smith decides to lead the field onto pit road, which can, of course, present its own set of challenges. Everyone stays in line for now, but this might just be the staging time where everyone gets single file on the bottom.
Yeah, I'd imagine within the next 1, maybe 2 laps, you'll start to see some guys put some stuff in chat or say something about them coming to pits because everybody is now single file. You're not seeing anybody trying to do anything. Even Schetzler, he's dropped to the bottom, is now just staying in line, waiting for these green flag pit stop.
Yeah, go ahead and let me know if you do hear anything over the radio about
right now. Lee Pierce just keyed up saying he's pitting.
All right, well, here we go. We'll see if anyone comes with him. And I imagine at least a couple people will. I doubt the whole field will pit at once, though. Here they come through 3 and 4. Any takers? We know there's going to be at least one.
Pierce and Wetmore
cars.
and Heichman and Daffin all drop to the inside, make it to the pits. Looks like all of them came in under the speed, so they are all good to go for these maybe final pit stops of the race.
Yeah, everyone makes it in cleanly. Let's see what the call is here. Any tires, or is it just going to be gas and go? Right side's up for Lee Pierce. Right side staying up. Right side's going down. Left side's going up as well. 4 tires for him. What about for Wetmore? It does look like it's going to be 4 in fuel for everyone on pit road. Let's see if anyone out of the lead pack comes in this time by.
Yep, just heard Cody Smith, Alvarez, Mats, Rowell. They're all coming into pits this time as they come off turn 4. Everybody should duck down to the inside.
Oh, Cody Smith, that's way too deep. That's way too deep. That one's going in the grass if he's not careful.
I think he made it.
Did he? It's very close if he did. Very
he might have
close.
He might have been a little over, but I mean, Daytona is weird. Like, you can go like 10, 15 miles over within the first couple, like, dozen feet, and you should be fine. Like, it won't give you a penalty.
Think he made it in cleanly? There isn't any service going on to the car just yet, though. I don't know if that's a sign of a penalty or if he's just taking fuel. It's fuel only. Fuel only for Cody Smith. That's going to do 2 things. It's going to give him older tires for the rest of the race, and it's also going to give him a big lead over the rest of the pack here. That might not be to his favor. Let's see where the drivers that pitted first are coming out now.
They're now heading down into turn 1. Daffin leading the way with Wetmore and Pierce behind him. As these guys who just pitted come through 1 and 2. Smith now on the backstretch with a huge lead in front of these guys. As now here comes Daffin and Wetmore and all of them overtaking the guys who just come out of the pit.
Yeah, Daffin's got a big run down the back straightaway with Tom Wetmore, but will it be enough to catch Kevin P. Matz, who now has the draft off of race leader Cody Smith and a comfortable margin back to the 48 of Daffin. I think Matz might have enough speed to jump up in front of Alec Daffin here. Never mind, no, he won't.
Yeah, that was just way too much to do there. That was smart for Matz to stay in line, as now Daffin gets past Cody Smith to the lead with Wetmore shoving him. Pierce trying to keep that momentum up on the outside. He's going to stall out behind next to Smith, as now Daffin and Wetmore have a giant lead. That's going to come back to bite them within the next couple of laps, as this guys who just pitted get back up to speed.
It definitely might. We are on lap 68. One other thing of note, Guillermo Alvarez, he obviously hasn't lost the draft, but he is now separated from Cody Smith, who appeared to be his best drafting partner all race. So now those two are separated. Cody Smith has stayed in third. Him and Kevin Matz are going to get a run here on the race leaders as we come off turn number 4.
Daffin looks like got assisted by these lap cars of Terabuk and Dowell, as now Smith jumps to the outside. He wants to lead back. Matz is going to go with him. Fife up there too. Rowell, everybody on the outside trying to get past Daffin and Wetmore, and they're all going to jump up there. Try to get that outside line going. Rowell down to the inside.
Wasn't enough of a run, though. It just wasn't enough of a run. Cody Smith not able to draw side by side with the leaders on this occasion, but down the back straightaway on lap 69, he's got a run coming from Kevin Matz. Not quite. He isn't able to get alongside second place. He's alongside second place, not able to get alongside with the leaders. That's not quite enough for him.
Oh,
might have trouble back here.
Yep, contact in the back between Duel and Terabuk. Oh, sideways. That was Heischman who got sideways there, as now this pack is broken up. Fife and Pierce, can they get back up to this lead draft? They might be too far back. There was some trouble getting around the lap car of Canales. Things got real sketchy there. So now this pack is broken up a little bit. Pierce and Fife appear to be the losers in this situation.
And now it's Alec Daffin still in the lead. Cody Smith and Guillermo Alvarez are in a position to link back up if they so please. We'll see if Smith drops down low. No, he doesn't. He actually got a massive run down the back straightaway. He was able to push Alan Rowell all the way out front of the field. Rowell now clear for the lead.
Yeah, Rowell now alongside Daffin, as now this outside has more cars than the inside, so we're going to see the outside a lot more, with a lot more momentum than the outside than the inside, as Rowell trying to get this lead away from Daffin, shoved by Cody Smith.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it as they go into turn number 1. Alan Rowell fighting for the lead with Alec Daffin.
Down through 1 and 2, still side by side, outside, trying to do anything to get rid of these inside cars. Rowell now with a big run, but Daffin with an equally bigger one on the inside. So Daffin is going to get back to the lead here in turns 3 and 4. Rowell maybe trying to side draft, but now Daffin clear and in the lead.
No one up here looks particularly comfortable getting to the bumper of someone and really giving them a push. We saw that a lot with Guillermo Alvarez and Cody Smith, and that kept them dominant out front of the field. But right now, none of these drivers look particularly comfortable on the push.
And now coming back up to the pack are Fife, Pierce, and the lap car of Heischman. They have made it back up to this lead draft. So now we have 2 more factors, potential winners in this lead draft.
Really, anyone in this race that isn't a lap down is still a potential winner because everyone's linked up with the pack. And bad news, by the way, I've just now realized not a single Ford is left racing in this race. And there was only one to start with. James Hickson, the only Ford to start this race, and he's out.
Well, as long as we have Toyotas, we're good to go.
Wow. All right.
Speaking of a Toyota, Alan Rowell leading that outside with a big shove from Cody Smith. Still trying to make this outside work, but Daffin and that inside is just way too powerful, with the Toyota engine of Wetmore shoving the 48 out front.
Jack, look what lap we're on.
Is this the Oates number?
It's the Oates number. Off turn number 2, Alec Daffin has the lead. He's got Tom Wetmore in tow. Alan Rowell leading the charge on the outside with Cody Smith. Smith and Rowell linked up top. We'll see if they decide to keep pushing, but now Smith is blinking out up top. Uh-oh. He's blinking out. He's not. Yeah, he's not blinking back in.
Yep, as this gap closes, if Smith reappears, this could get messy, as now this outside is very broken up. Schetzler's going to go to the inside of Rowell. They get 3 wide for 4th as Fife now up into this party on the inside. Pierce trying to make something happen there on the inside, as now Smith is gone. He's blinked across the line, so that is extremely unfortunate for maybe one of the favorites to win.
He was one of the favorites to win, and now I don't think he's going to be able to continue in this race. We'll call it a mechanical failure for the driver, the number 18. Takes him out of the running. Now it's Daffin and Wetmore, your top 2.
Yeah, Schetzler now leading the outside again, trying to get something going on there, side drafting Alvarez and Wetmore. Now getting a shove from Rowell and Matt's there on the outside. 2 Toyotas behind the Chevy of Schetzler, trying to get this outside going. As we approach the end of this race, Schetzler's going to have to side draft the inside a lot more if he wants to make these kind of moves.
Yeah, I think Alec Daffin right now has got to be the favorite to win this race. Him and Alvarez probably the favorites at the moment. But now here comes Christopher Schetzler with a run on the outside. He's got Alan Rowell in tow. Remember, a lot of these drivers either fighting for their first wins on the season or fighting for a spot in the playoffs. In fact, I don't think any of these drivers other than Tom Wetmore have actually won a race this season. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, no, both Wetmore and Jacob Fife are the only drivers who have actually won a race this season. Everyone else has gone winless so far. So a win would not only lock them into the playoffs, but would also be their first win of the year.
Yep, as Cody Smith has just reconnected to the server. He's going to be several laps down, though, so that is extremely unfortunate for one of the favorites to win, as the outside trying to get going again. Schetzler he's very committed. He's been committed to the outside the entire race. He's trying to do something, but he just doesn't have the help up there that he needs. He only has Rowell. Matz is too far back to do anything, as the inside is still the dominant lane.
Race control gives us 25 laps to go. More cars on the inside than the outside can handle, but they are still able to generate the occasional run or two. But it's Alec Daffin out front and in the wind. No one is contended with him for about the past 30 laps, 24 to go at the line. Him and Wetmore still out front.
Yeah, every now and then we see Schetzler get a big run, like right now. He's going to draw alongside Wetmore, trying to pull up to the outside of Daffin, but it's just not enough there on the outside. They need more cars up there. But everybody's just so committed to the inside, and I have a feeling it's going to stay that way. It's going to be just Schetzler, Rowell, and Matz there up on the outside until probably about 10-5 to go.
Yeah, everyone wants to run that inside line, and I have a feeling that some of it might be that these drivers don't want to risk wrecking, because they know that I think at this point of the race, if someone starts to go, then they are going to go in a big way. But speaking of going, Christopher Schetzler has gone to the race lead. So now that outside line is actually getting a couple more cars, and just as we were talking about that outside line not having enough cars to go to the lead, Christopher Schetzler took the lead for just a moment going into turn 3, but now he's put 3 wide, and that inside line is looking stronger than ever.
Yeah, that's about all they had there on the outside. They're completely broken up now. Schetzler abandons the outside. He jumps to the inside. So Rowell now the only one out there as Fife jumps up. Never mind, Fife jumps up to the outside. But Schetzler's just going to stay on the inside, take that free spot. As Pierce now trying to work his way up to the outside. Schetzler now back to the outside. He's extremely committed to this outside. Now with Fife and Rowell up there, they can get something going maybe.
Schetzler is all over the door of Jacob Fife, side drafting as they go into turn number 3. Sorry, that was Alvarez, not Fife. As now, Schetzler is going to have Fife coming to help, 22 to go at the line. Still Daffin and Wetmore on the bottom. Those two are linked up, and now here comes Alvarez to the middle.
Oh,
trouble! Alvarez gets turned down into Wetmore. Wetmore saves it, but Alvarez does not. He gets turned up into the outside wall on the caution. Third caution of the race, and it's for one of the drivers that we thought could win it.
On it. 2 of the drivers we thought we could win it, Alvarez and Schetzler. Looks like Schetzler just tried to make an inside. He just didn't jump down to the inside enough. And then clipped the left rear of Alvarez, and it was just on from there.
I mean, to be fair, he could still win it. There's plenty of opportunity for these drivers to get their laps back, but luckily Alvarez, I mean, he did a very good job hooking his car to the left and spinning it around away from the outside wall. That rear end damage is going to make it difficult for him to compete, but a lot better than if he had a lot of front end damage. So a good call by Alvarez to keep his car's damage to a minimum. Tom Wetmore with a good save as well. So good job by everybody to minimize the damage to their machines.
Yeah, honestly, this the biggest hit, I think, is Lee Pierce. He hit the outside wall with his right front pretty decently. Everybody else should be fine as far as like engine damage, front end damage. They all should be fine. So Alvarez and Schetzler really minimizing how bad this wreck could have been for their chances.
Yeah, definitely a good job by everybody to either avoid it or minimize their damage as much as possible. Obviously, this caution is going to give these drivers an opportunity to come down pit road, fix some of their damage, and try and be competitive towards the end of the race. Really, all this is going to do is allow some drivers to get a wave around, and even then, no one is in a position to get back on the lead lap, so I don't think it's going to affect much of anything.
Yeah, it looks like the lucky dog is going to be Nick Tarabuk. He's 3 laps down, though. So unless we have a lot more cautions, then we're not going to see anybody else getting back on the lead lap. Although Cody Smith is getting waved around the pace car, he's going to get some of his laps back from that technical issue at least.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be good. Heavy damage to Michael Duell, though. That is not ideal for the driver of the 88. Well, then never mind, he's 2 laps down. I kind of keep forgetting because he was up front for so long, but now he's fine.
As we see some guys pitting, Alvarez, Pierce, and looks like Wetmore all dropping into the pits, probably to get some of that damage repair, definitely for Alvarez and Pierce. Wetmore got a little bit of damage on that right rear, but he should be fine. He's going to take right side tires, probably get some damage repaired as well. Everybody else stays out on the track.
Yeah, everyone else is electing to stay out, so it must mean that everyone is confident on their fuel. Lee Pierce on pit road as well, going to try and get some of that damage hammered out. Kent Wetherell, I believe he is out of this race. He just disconnected off of pit road, so I think he is done for the day. While we are under this caution, is there anyone that you would like to bring up into the booth? Because they have said that they are open to being interviewed.
Let's bring, how about, I don't know, you pick.
All right, well, you know what? Let's see. Can we go ahead and, can we? We can. Let's bring Alan Rowell up into the booth, because right now he is 3rd, and looking at the playoff picture, a win today could lock him in. Alan, it's Jonathan Oates, Jack Painter up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
Well, you're sitting 3rd on track right now. You've been competitive all race. You're going to restart with around 18 to go. How are you feeling with the car, and what do you think your chances are of taking home a win by the end of the night?
Well, considering we've only got 9 people on the lead lap, the only person I have to worry about is probably 1, 2, 3, like 7 people. I think there's a few people that I think I'll be okay with, but I'm going to try to win. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you've been up there on that outside working with Schetzler and Matz for the past couple laps. Do you think the move to the win is going to come from the outside, or will you stay committed to the inside?
Well, Cody was helping me, but he got disconnected, and then I was working with Chris, but the only reason I missed that wreck was being on the outside, so I think it's going to be outside, and then as soon as you get cleared, go to the bottom.
Well, Alan, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. We're going to go and send you back.
All right, thanks.
And that was Alan Rowell, driver the number 94. A win today would lock him into the playoffs. That'd be big for the driver that is 25 points out going into Bristol and Richmond. I got to make sure I get the order right on that. Richmond and Bristol after one off week next Monday night for Labor Day. But definitely Richmond and Bristol, not the tracks you want to be going into needing to win or needing to get a lot of points. So definitely a good call to try and lock up a win now and lock your way into the playoffs at a track where really anyone could win. And of course, if Alan Rowell were to win, then that would have an adverse effect on Todd Thomas, who is right now the last driver in the playoffs. That would send him into the short tracks, needing as many points as possible to try and overtake Michael Duell in the points.
Yeah, Richmond is one of the cleaner short tracks, at least, but Bristol, I mean, you really want to get locked in before Bristol with how much chaos there always is there. So if anybody can lock themselves in to the playoffs with a win here, that would be extremely beneficial going to the next couple of races.
Yeah, Bristol is a track where, on one hand, anything can happen, but on the other hand, it's a track for the heavy hitters, for the guys that can go out there and be fast right out of the gate. Pace car is in, green flag is back out, 18 to go, and it's Daffin out and away.
Daffin with a good restart. He's going to pull Rowell there on the inside. The outside did not get going at all. Fife is going to lose some positions. He's might be looking to drop down to there to the inside. He's going to stay there on the outside, though, with Matt shoving him. Wetherell up there, too. Alvarez now with a back bumper back on his car. He's going to try to work his way back up to the field as he dives to the bottom.
Couple of cars moving around, trying to get single file for now, trying to organize a run. But it's Alec Daffin out front, Alan Rowell in second, Tom Wetmore in third. Wetmore, one of the cars that we thought might have had damage, but he's gotten himself back up in contention. Lee Pierce P5, Lee Pierce P4, Alvarez P5. And a lot of these drivers just trying to get a win now, trying to get their first win on the season. Guillermo Alvarez is one of those drivers. He came close earlier in the season all the way back at Homestead. Hasn't had a shot since. He's fallen off a little bit in his performance. Tonight could be a perfect opportunity for Alvarez to find himself locked into the playoffs.
Yeah, top 5 now single file, but we see Cody Smith now 2 laps down, trying to get this outside going. Schetzler up there with him. Fife, he's thinking about where to go. He's going to jump up there to the outside behind Schetzler. So now Cody Smith trying to get at least a lap back before any potential caution comes out. As now Rowell jumps up to the outside. Smith's not going to go with him. He's going to put 3 wide.
Alan Rowell, we talked about it in his interview. He said the move for the win was going to come from the outside, but this time by, it relegates him down to third. That'll link Wetmore and Daffin up for the lead with 16 laps to go.
Yeah, Smith, he was the only one to go to that third lane, as now Rowell has Schetzler right behind him, Fife behind him. Smith gets shuffled out to the back. Rowell alongside Daffin for the lead. He's going to pull back a little bit. Schetzler is going to give him a big shove down here on the backstretch.
Christopher Schetzler, one of the more aggressive pushers in this race, gives a push to the bumper of Alan Rowell. As they work their way down the back straightaway, Schetzler moves up top, but he doesn't have Jacob Fife coming to help. That'll hurt both the drivers on the outside line and let the inside line edge ahead as they work their way into 3 and 4. Now Tom Wetmore lagging back to Alec Daffin, trying to get a run here through 3 and 4. We'll see if there's anything off turn 4, 15 laps to go.
And it looks like the good majority of these guys aren't really committed to this third lane that some of these guys are trying to make. So I don't think it's the time for Schetzler or any of these guys to start making a third lane just yet. Give it another 10 laps, then we'll start seeing some real wild and crazy moves, as now Rowell trying to side draft and draw alongside Daffin with Fife behind him.
I mean, the other thing you got to consider, we're running low on cars here. We only got 9 cars on the lead lap. Are there enough cars to make a viable third lane? I don't think there are. Side by side now for second as Alan Rowell keeps that push coming from Jacob Fife. Fife keeping it on the bumper of Rowell. Rowell trying to win this race to lock himself into the playoffs. Daffin trying to win this race to pick up his first on the season. And Tom Wetmore going for his 4th on the season as they come off turn number 4, 14 laps to go.
Yeah, this outside is a lot more formed up now. We are 5 on the outside, 5 on the inside. Wetherell now making it 6 on the inside, but the outside with a lot of momentum as Rowell storms to the front. Fife behind him, trying to pull ahead, but Daffin pulls back on the inside. We're going to see some side drafting here down the backstretch. Rowell draws it to the inside, now pulling away. Fife, Schetzler shoving them down the back. Rowell maybe trying to clear Daffin going into 3. He's going to keep it high.
And if you're Alan Rowell, now is not the time to play it nice. If you're going to get to the lead, you got to block the faster lane as much as you can. I know there's still 14 to go, but you got to protect the lead for as long as possible. I think that a lot of people like to be second in line on the last lap of these super speedways, but if you're in the lead and you can block enough, then that lead is the place to be. Rowell leads that lap, and he's got enough of a run going to turn 1 that he's going to stay in the lead.
Yeah, Fife giving him a big shot down there into turn number 1, although actually Daffin led that lap, but it was a dead heat, 0.001 of a second there at the line for the lead lap, but Daffin led it, as now Fife getting a little out of shape there behind Rowell, but Rowell with another big run down the back.
Everyone's pushing as hard as they can for everything they've got. Alan Rowell inching ahead as they go to 3. Not able to clear Alec Daffin. Now Schetzler looks high, drops back in line. Fife gets back to the bumper of Rowell and gives him a big shot. Coming off turn number 4. 13 coming to 12 to go with the line. Daffin losing ground on the inside. Wetmore not able to push him like I'm sure Daffin would like. Bit of a side draft for the lead as here comes Tom Wetmore on the inside, giving a push to Daffin. Rowell on the high side. We got contact and around goes Lee Pierce.
Pierce down to the inside. He keeps it straight, but they're going to throw the caution anyway.
Yeah, caution is out, understandably so. With only 9 cars on the lead lap, I think you want to keep that lead pack as big as possible as Lee Pierce goes down to the inside, brings out our 4th caution of the night.
Yeah, so it looks like what happened there, Pierce staying on the inside. Again, Schetzler making an aggressive move to the inside, and Pierce, that was just an innocent bystander and all that. He gets just bullied down there. Out of the lane. There's a great save by him to keep it straight. That was impressive there.
Yeah, I'm not all that sure what Christopher Schetzler was thinking, because he very obviously was not clear, so definitely interesting there, but maybe he thought he was clear, maybe he couldn't hear his spotter, I'm not too sure. Can be hard to hear your spotter in the midst of everything that's going on.
And Don Stevenson just confirmed that that was Schetzler's second cause of the night, so he is going to be parked for the race. So there's one more contender out of contention as the field comes up to the pace car.
Yeah, 2 and parked. I'm sure we've heard that rule before. Is Lee Pierce going to be promoted up to 8th with that? That'll drop another one from the lead pack. Still a lot of drivers that could, in theory, win this race, but we are running low on contenders. It's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out.
Yeah, that caution should give Cody Smith one of his laps back. So this will be interesting. If we can get another caution, Smith gets back in the lead lap. He is another possible guy who can win this race. We've seen him up front all race. If he can get back on the lead lap, this got a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I mean, Cody Smith was a contender earlier on. I doubt he'll be pitting here, so he should... Actually, he'll get the lucky dog, right?
Yeah, he's the first car 1 lap down. I don't think he'll get the wave around because I don't think anybody's going to pit.
I think he's 2 laps down.
Well, yeah, but he's the first car a lap down.
So he's... Okay, so he'll get back on 1 lap down.
Yeah, 1 lap down.
Which means that if we get another caution, he'll be on the lead lap. Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. Anyways,
yeah,
we are down to 8 cars on the lead lap, but now Smith gets back to 1 lap down. That'll put him in a position to maybe get back on the lead lap. 10 to go under caution. It'll be probably 8 to go when we go back green.
So yeah, we saw that move there with Schetzler. Wasn't quite clear. Still making a move to the inside. We're probably going to see a lot more of that in these closing laps. So if Smith can keep it out of trouble, if he can just avoid any other wrecks that may or may not happen, he'll be in really good position to maybe even win this race, even after blinking out midway through it.
Yeah, what a comeback that would be. I mean, you've heard of the spin and win, but have you ever heard of the blink and win? Only on iRacing.
We've had the launch and win in IndyCar earlier this year,
yeah,
so I mean, anything's possible.
This year has been a place, has been a time and a place for chaos. I mean, we've seen a lot. We've seen the fly and win. We might see the blink and win. I feel like at some point we've seen the flip and win, but I don't know when that was.
Eric Almirola won a race on pace. This year is weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's weirder, the launch and win by Marcus Ericsson or Eric Almirola having the pace to win a race in an SHR car, because those have definitely not been the best this year, and he went out there and he won New Hampshire on merit. That was... I wasn't sure what to think about that race, because on one hand we got a cool winner, on the other hand it completely messed up the playoffs, and it ended up bumping Reddick.
I loved it.
It almost bumped Reddick, like, inadvertently out of the playoffs, and that would have been... I don't know what to think about that. That would have been weird. But you know what? You were what?
I was still hoping for 16 unique winners, and you almost had it after that. I got my hopes up so high, but...
Hey now, we still have a lot of opportunities to have 16 unique winners.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole Custer could very easily go out there and win a race. Him and Chase Briscoe could both. But by the time this season is over, it wouldn't surprise me if we ended up with like 18 different winners.
Rickware winner.
Oh,
Let's have.
no. We already have 16 because of AJ Allmendinger. So we actually already have 16, yeah. So we're
No, I
already
think
at
we
16.
no, we just have. I think we just have 14 because the last 3 in the playoffs, Hamlin, Harvick, and Reddick, they don't have wins.
Oh, yeah, I'm stupid.
So yeah, we just have 14
Okay,
winners.
never
So
mind, I'm
I
stupid.
wanted 16 unique playoff winners before the playoffs started. So we bump out all the winless guys like Harvick and Hamlin. That would have been fun.
Well, all right. On one hand, yeah, that would have been fun. On the other hand, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvickless playoffs would have been a tragedy. But the other thing I'm thinking, I mean, okay, Hamlin and Harvick are probably going to win at some point. That'll get us 16. If you count AJ Allmendinger, I don't know if that gets us to 17. No, it keeps us at 16. Chase Briscoe could probably win the Roval. That'll get us 17. Cole Custer
I
could
can see
probably
that.
win some random oval race. That'll get us to 18. So it's very much possible. It's very much possible.
All right, now the field is doubling up as we head through 3 and 4.
8 to go.
8 laps to go. Daffin, Rowell, Wetmore, Fife, Alvarez, Matz, Weatherall, Pierce. Your top 8 going for this win.
Green flag's back out. Alec Daffin is down and away. Rowell's alongside. It's like another good jump by Alec Daffin. Not a good jump by Tom Wetmore. That'll let Rowell slide in line if he so chooses. But he is staying up top with the pusher of Jacob Fife.
Yeah, that was way too big a jump for Daffin. He's going to get swamped here by Rowell with the big run on the outside. But Wetmore, with nowhere to go, he's got no other choice but to push Daffin here. So that's a little good for Daffin, as he's going to try and keep the lead here. But Rowell with a big shove from Fife there on the outside.
Yeah, it's a big push coming to Alan Rowell. I think that might not be able to get the lead, though, because actually Tom Wetmore became a very good pusher under caution, apparently, because he's giving a massive shove to Alec Daffin, who is now out front of the field here at Daytona. Alec Daffin, the race lead. He is looking like the favorite to win this race.
I think Wetmore was just saving his best stuff for last, not really risking anything with big pushes until he absolutely needed to. And now is the time where you have to make these pushes. As Rowell, the outside is a little bit stalled out, although Weatherall, he's looking up there, trying to make something going on the outside. He's kind of flirting with both lanes there, as now the top 2 on the inside are kind of broken away, but Rowell with another shove from Fife down the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rowell only has Jacob Fife out there, but keep in mind, before this race happened a couple of days ago, Tom Wetmore said that he wanted to push Alan Rowell to this race win. He said it in Discord. I don't know if it holds true, but he is in a position where he might be able to do that on the last lap. 6 laps to go. Alec Daffin still leading. Rowell on the high side with Jacob Fife trying to get the run at the lead here.
Yeah, still 5 on the inside, 2 on the outside. If I were Weatherall and Matz, as Weatherall just blinks out of existence and now he's back, I would be looking up to the top there, trying to get something going, trying to get some positions, because just sitting back there on the inside, you're not going to go anywhere this late in the race. You need to do something. You need to jump up to the outside and help that outside lane, as now Rowell with a big shove from Fife down the back. Weatherall jumps up there. He clearly heard me, as now 2 lap cars join the outside. This has got a lot more interesting with Rowell alongside Daffin.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, there's still 5 laps to go, but on the other hand, there is only 5 laps to go! Contact!
Whoa.
Rowell down into Wetmore, got him onto the apron, off turn number 4, Alan Rowell, trying to get the run of the line, but Daffin holds on for now, 5 laps to go, and I do think that it is go time here at Daytona.
Yeah, everybody is getting a lot more chaotic here. Almost had Rowell again coming together with Wetmore there in the tri-oval. Now a little bit of a gap between Daffin and Wetmore. This is going to give the outside a big advantage down the back. Allen now taking the lead with a big shove from Fife and Weatherall on the outside. Daffin has been overthrown as the leader, as now Fife leads the outside.
Jacob Fife has not won a race since the second Atlanta race, and now he is fighting for the lead with Kent Weatherall. Where did Kent Weatherall come from? We haven't talked about him all race. I think he might have been involved in an accident earlier on, but now he is fighting for the race win. But Alan Rowell is controlling the dominant lane on the inside. He has the lead at the line. 4 laps to go here at Daytona.
Weatherall, oh, that's going to kill the outside. Weatherall blinking in and out of existence. Still, Fife all alone there on the outside. That hurts the soul. As now Fife falling back. Matt's there on the inside. He's going to jump up to 5th. Weatherall, nothing he can do over there, as now the top 6 single file as there goes Alvarez to the outside.
Alvarez to the outside, not going to have any help unless Kevin P. Mask decides to go with him, which I don't think he will. Now Alan Rowell takes the lead with Daffin behind. Wetmore is there as well. Alvarez able to drop back in line as fan favorite Alan Rowell pacing the field here at Daytona. Here comes Jacob Fife back up into the mix to the outside of Kevin Matz.
Yep, outside starting to get going a bit more. Wetmore to the outside, Fife to the outside. The 2 lap down cars of Heischman and Smith. You know, Smith wants a caution to get back in the lead lap as Fife makes it 3 wide as Daffin goes to the outside looking for the lead.
Daffin's going to the outside for the lead. Wetmore isn't helping him. He's not going with him. That is going to let Alan Rowell keep the lead off turn 2. Down the back straightaway, we have 3 laps to go. Now Alec Daffin with a run on the high side. Now he gets the push from Wetmore, and he's going to take away the race lead. Not quite. Alan Rowell stays in front as they go to turn 3.
Side by side through 3 and 4. 2 by 2, 4 rows back. Daffin and Rowell side by side. Which one? Looks like Daffin's going to get the big run off the high side with Wetmore behind him. Give this lap to Daffin. 2 to go.
2 laps to go. Alan Rowell looking to fight his way into the playoffs with a win. Alec Daffin looking to get his first win of the season. 2 to go as they go down to turn number 1. Daffin still fighting on the outside. He's got a push from Wetmore, but Wetmore is further off the bumper of Daffin than Alvarez is off the bumper of Rowell. Off turn number 2, Rowell has a run. Daffin's on the high side. Daffin gets the run. Now he has the lead as they go into turn 3. He's going to stall out as Jacob Fife goes up high. Daffin not quite clear. Rowell hangs on his left rear quarter panel. White flag at the line. Are they going to make it around? Alvarez hits the apron just a little bit, and here they come to the line.
And Fife's got some help up there on the outside. Cody Smith jumped up there. He figured, I'm not going to get my lap back. Might as well try to do something cool as the middle lane is now broken up. Fife leads on outside of the white flag.
White flag one more time around Daytona. Alan Rowell in the wind. He is leading here at Daytona. Daffin's on the high side. Fife is on the very high side. Fife has a push from the lap car. Now as they get through turns 1 and 2, Fife gets squirrely up top. Rowell is clear in the lead. Daffin trying to get the run up turn 2. He's got to rely on Wetmore with a push. Down the back straightaway, we're going to have 2 corners to go. Daffin now has the lead. He's got a run coming from Wetmore. He's not clear. Rowell's on the inside with Alvarez. Fife's up top 3 wide. 3 wide.
Trying to do something.
Fife's on the high side. They're 3 wide as they work their way through 3 and 4. It's up to Tom Wetmore if he wants to push Daffin to the win. Daffin on the high side. Rowell on the bottom. Daffin has the run. Rowell comes to the line. They'll be side by side. Daffin gets it at the line. They wreck past the start-finish straight, and Alec Daffin wins for the first time this season at Daytona and hard into the inside wall. By 0.011 seconds at the line, Alec Daffin wins Daytona, and a wrecked race car is what he has to show for it. Alec Daffin wins it barely over Alan Rowell.
What a fin! I thought Fife had a big head of steam coming there off 4. I thought he would have had something there as they're just about 3 wide there for the win. As Daffin just edges out Rowell at the end. Fan favorite Rowell, he's gonna have to try again another time for his win. But Daffin gets the win with a big shove from Wetmore here at Daytona.
And I can't be mad about that. Alec Daffin, one of the nicest guys in the grid, takes home a win. Rowell comes home in second. A good point stay for the 94. Alec Daffin works his way to the start-finish line. Why don't we go and bring him up now while the emotions are running high? I actually don't think I can bring him up now, but oh, yes I can. Let's go ahead and bring him up into the broadcast booth. Alec Daffin, win number 1 of the season. You got it done at Daytona. How you feeling right now?
Hell yeah, man. This is awesome. Nothing better than this.
I mean, you've worked at it for so long. You were probably one of the best drivers in the grid that wasn't able to get a win. You were finally able to get it done. Do you think that this is a bit of a breakthrough for you and that now it's just going to be win after win as you guys go to the playoffs? Do you think that this number 48 team is hitting their stride at the right time?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was just a matter of time. I mean, yeah, I came at Daytona, played track. But, I mean, we've been in contention all season, and we've been there knocking on the door, and it was just a matter of time, and we finally broke through. But, yeah, this gives me a lot of momentum going forward, so it definitely helps.
Absolutely, and we saw off turn number 4, the win for the move for the win came from the outside line. It's something a lot of drivers have been talking about, but not every driver in the field was able to make that outside line work. What did you have to do to get the run out the high side and make that second line the preferred one?
2 words, Tom Wetmore. Tom was my buddy the whole race. He's the reason why I won this. Like, I remember Alan gone from me. I thought it was over. Then Tom jumped to the top. I waited too late. But then I cleared Tom. I jumped to the top in front of him. And we continued what we've been doing all race, and he pushed me to the win. So, yeah.
A great push by him and a great win by you. Anyone that you want to give a shout out to for this race win?
Like I said, Tom Wetmore, because he's the reason why I won. Also got to thank Pro Power and Paint. Thank you guys at TMG for broadcasting. All my Twitch viewers don't have A right now, but I do sometimes. And Dawn for playing on the league. And, yeah, this is a great night.
Well, big congratulations to you. Congratulations on the win. You were pretty much in the playoffs before, but now you can officially say that you are locked in heading into Richmond and Bristol. Speaking of those two tracks, I mean, they're both short tracks. How are you feeling going into those races?
I was very reluctant coming into this race on points, but now we're in on wins. But I'm feeling okay for Richmond. I usually run well there. Bristol is not my best track, but everybody knows how Bristol goes, so just as long as I survive there, I think we can get a good finish. I don't know if we'll get another win, but I think we can definitely be in contention, though.
Well, big congratulations to you. Good luck in 2 weeks' time at Richmond. And once again, massive congratulations on your first win of the season.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it, man. Woo!
Yeah! And that was Alec Daffin, win number 1 of the season. He's excited, you can tell. A great win for him. Let's go ahead and bring up second place finisher Alan Rowell, who came up just short. Alan, I know it's not the result you were looking for, but a second place finish at Daytona, still pretty good. Still, though, could have been 1 spot more. Talk us through your perspective of that last lap.
Well, Cody was still a lap down, and he got a run, so I decided to jump in front of him, and that helped. And then I had Jacob behind me, and then Chris was behind me pushing him. And then I think the only reason I had a shot was because in all that chaos, Chris doored Lee by accident, and the caution came out, and then my whole goal was just to try to get in front of Alec there. And I think if I wouldn't got loose in the tri-oval, I think I might have had him, but I had to win to get in the playoffs, so almost.
Yeah, and you talk about those playoffs. You came into the race 25 points out. Definitely a gap that you can make up. Given with how things might go over the course of the next 2 weeks, a win definitely would have helped, but do you think that you might still be able to point your way in heading into Richmond and Bristol?
Maybe, because a couple of guys aren't going to make races, so there might be a possibility, but this was what I was hoping for, was I'd win this and then wouldn't have to worry about it, but it was just lucky. I survived that one wreck, so if I wouldn't have gone high, I think I would have got killed, so it was definitely fun, so.
Yeah, and you talk a little bit about the luck you need to do well at these places, but I mean, we've noticed really throughout these races that a lot of the same drivers tend to find themselves up front for a majority of the race. Aside from the luck that you need, what are some of the keys to running well here at these plate tracks like Daytona and Talladega?
I think I tend to go to the back a little bit. Like, when you just kind of sense when people are getting crazy, go to the back, and then especially with these cars at draft, you can catch back up real easy. So when you sense that people are getting too crazy, go back a little bit, and then just try to miss the wrecks. Like I said, I noticed that one of the guys was tending to hang on somebody's quarter panel, so that's one reason I stayed high behind them, and sure enough, they wrecked, and then I just stayed high and almost got clipped. But I would say just feeling it out when people start to get too racy and just try to drop to the back, a little bit further back.
And lastly, a very solid finish for you, second place tonight. Anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Let me not butcher this. Pro Powder and Paint. I finally said it right. So thank them for sponsoring the season, and just, the guys that just come out every week. I know it's dwindled down because of the playoffs, but just everybody that makes it out. I mean, we thought we'd have a bigger field, but we still had fun. So, those two groups. So.
All right, well, big congratulations to you on your second place finish. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We're going to go and send you back.
All right, thanks.
And that was Alan Rowell. Came up 1 spot short of a win tonight at Daytona, but still a very solid second place finish to help him in his efforts in the playoffs. Next up, third place finisher Jacob Fife. Jacob, It was a pretty quiet night for you. We didn't really talk about you much, but you were in contention for the win at the end of it. You came up 2 spots short, but you really tried to make that third line work. Walk us through your perspective of those last 2 laps.
They were crazy. We got damaged from one of the wrecks earlier in the event, and so we had damage. So leading wasn't really an option. Cody at the end there really helped with that third line forming to get us in the position for the third and being 3 wide there. But otherwise, I really couldn't lead. I could push really well, and so I tried to help Alan there. I know he's trying to get into playoffs, and then just seeing where things shook out. Luckily, we were able to kind of make the best of a not so great situation and come out with a good finish tonight.
Yeah, definitely a very good finish for you. Another race that you came pretty close to a win. Would you talk about that a little bit? The last time that you were able to win a race was all the way back in Atlanta, and definitely a lot of solid, consistent finishes. But do you think that there's something that this team might be missing in terms of getting that win? Because we've definitely seen you at the front a lot, but definitely seems like at the end you might not quite be all the way there. So do you think that there's something that you need to work on as you go into the playoffs when winning might be a little bit more crucial?
I don't think so. I mean, every year we do these playoffs. It's just a matter of surviving the first couple rounds. Obviously, once you get towards the end of the year, that last Final Four, I think you're going to have to win for obvious reasons. Probably the round before that, winning surely wouldn't hurt. But you just have to keep your car clean, not make stupid mental errors. Or put yourself in positions that aren't, or they're going to automatically take you out. Because it's a lot easier to lose your positioning and get yourself out of the race or the points race than it is to get you in. So just not making mental errors and things like that, and I think we'll be fine. And just really get yourself in that last 4 so you have an opportunity at Phoenix.
And last thing that we want to touch on, the next 2 weeks after an off week, we're going to Richmond, we're going to Bristol, 2 tracks that tend to be a little bit more on the chaotic side. What are your expectations going into those 2 short tracks?
I love the short tracks. They're more of my strong suit, so I'm hoping to have solid finishes there. Should be a lot of fun. I just usually the racing's pretty decent there. Obviously, Bristol is a little bit of a crapshoot just because it's so hard to pass. But should be a lot of fun. I think there'll be solid finishes for our little group here, and we'll just, like I said, keep on trucking, keep knocking down finishes.
Lastly, anyone that you want to give a shout out to for a very strong 3rd place finish tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting again tonight. Missed you out there on the track, but definitely enjoy having you guys up on the booth. Thanks to Don for running the league and Pro Primer and Paint for sponsoring, and then just. Happy for all the guys that came out tonight. Still wish we had a little bit more in numbers, but looking to finish out the season strong.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, and good luck over the next 2 races.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good night.
You too. And that was Jacob Fife, 3rd place finisher, came home 2 spots short of a win. I just feel a little bit mean there asking him if he's going to win more. I feel like I could have phrased that better, but oh well. I kind of just started talking. I knew what I wanted to ask, and it just came out really mean, so I'm sorry, Jacob. Anyways,
It just happened.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Jack, any closing thoughts on this race before we go ahead and sign off?
This was a really clean race for all things considered. It was a little messy there at the start, but they really cleaned it up there towards the end. That was a great finish. I thought Fife had something there in that 3rd lane. But he just didn't have enough help up there. It would have been great to see someone else jump up there with him. But the outside, it just needed a lot more people to be up there, to get up there and push them along. So I salute all those guys who were up there on the outside trying to get something going, trying to make that work. But the inside was just so dominant all race long. And although we saw the winner come from the middle, inside works until the very end. I guess you just have to have the help there.
Yeah, definitely. Jack, thank you for joining me tonight. I know it was a little bit last minute, but you did a great job up here in the booth. I had a lot of fun commentating with you, and that is actually going to do it for our coverage of tonight's race. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and sign off, and we will see you all next time.